How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews back with yet another review. A little bit of a double India Pale Ale new brewery time in the form of this is Steeple People Double India Pale Ale from Five Churches Brewing. Yeah, never heard of this brewery before, never had them before. This comes courtesy of my boy Max. He sent me down a big box of New England jams. I'm kind of excited to give this one a whirl because he sent me a bunch of heat. Like fucking straight up filth. Like, Rick Vaughn. Forget about the curveball, Ricky. Give him the heater level heat. And this is kind of like there, in the box. And it was a brewery I never heard of before. All the other beers I kind of heard of before. And it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see what this one has to offer. And those are the ones that usually surprise you more often than not. Label-wise, it's okay. It doesn't blow me away. I mean, there's kind of like a little map in the background. The fonts, it is what it is. It looks like somebody's kind of spent a little time in kind of, corporate marketing, if you will. But I don't hate it. And they talk about their beers on the side and our pledge. So a little bit more corporate level stuff there. But it's all about the beer. So we'll see what the sucker has. I mean, look at that. That is, a decent haze. Nothing too crazy. Kind of old school, new school, new school, old school, however you want to put it, kind of haziness to it. Not turkey gravy, just more of a soft haze. Quarter pinky finger, just off-white head. It looks like an old school, new school, new school, old school double IPA. It's going to nose citrus. I mean, bright citrus, slightly bittering Sunny D kind of citrus, but like a watered down kind of Sunny D. So she does again have those kind of old school, new school kind of vibes going on for her. Sweetness, a bit of bitterness, and yeah, there's a little bit of tropical fruit thrown in there, a little bit of kiwi, a little bit of kind of star fruit kind of along with that kind of citrus. So she smells like she's going to be like a crystal malt, subtle sweetiness to her, with a little bit of kind of subtle kind of rindy bitterness. That could be a good thing. Let's dive in. Cheers. Dry and bitter. Way more dry and bitter than I thought it would be. Not necessarily in a bad thing or in a bad way. Yeah, a little bit of dryness. So I think that's an alcohol thing at play, and we'll get to that in a second. And there's a subtle, soft kind of like a pithy bitterness to her. That citrus comes through, a little bit of that star fruit. I was talking about that kiwi kind of tropical fruit comes through. Where this really kind of lands for me is one of those beers that drinks way smaller than what I think it should. It's 7.8%, so you're verging on 8%. This kind of drinks like 5% for me. So I think there's this kind of 5% impact in that alcohol is your driving force here as far as that dryness goes. I don't think it actually is a yeast thing or anything like that kind of causing it to be a more drier beer. I think that's just the alcohol kind of drying out your palate, and it's kind of just leaving me wanting a little bit because of its ABV. It's not a bad beer. Drinks quite well. Again, with that little bit, that citrus with that little bit of, star fruit coming in there. It's not thin, it's not thick, it's not sweet, it's overly sweet, it's not really bitter. It's kind of floating in the middle ground, and it doesn't have much of a personality, but at the same time it's a really tasty beer. It just lacks something kind of set itself apart, while at the same time I'm looking at you, that 7.8%. It just doesn't really get there as far as that ABV goes. So it's nice, it's fine, it's tasty. It's kind of misses the mark. There's a little bit of soft acid vibe in there, a little bit of soft buttery vibe going on. Nothing too crazy, but it's definitely there, so you get a little bit of negative on there. As far as dates go, I don't see one, so I can't really speak to that. This is about 2 weeks ago is when I opened this box, so maybe Max can kind of chime in on that one. And I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, not a bad beer. Just kind of, as far as I would put it, like a run-of-the-mill kind of shelfie beer. I've had shelfies that are way better than this. I've had shelfies that are way worse than this. So maybe that's a bad way to kind of analogize it or kind of box it in. But that's kind of where it tastes. Let's say I can get this for $14, a 4-pack on the shelf. I was going to somebody's party and I didn't have any beer with me. This would be fine. Pick it up, go to somebody's house, drop it off. Everybody has a good time. Fun. But as far as wanting to be a New England style hazy IPA at 7.8%, there's a lot of other breweries that kind of raise the bar a little bit higher, and well, this isn't a bad beer, just doesn't get there. So there you go, another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I didn't even really talk about any of that stuff, did I? Usually do. You know, I pretty much covered it in that last little part. Anyway, we'll cut this one short and say, hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. Hopefully enjoying a nice little hazy right now, and hope we'll see you next time. Cheers.